to welcome everybody to our October 12th special board meeting to discuss some personnel issues and also to discuss the which plan we want to stay on as far as our schools are concerned. First thing on the agenda is reciting the pledge. I'll ask Mr. Deloach to lead us in the pledge, please.
Thank you, Mr. Shields. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Next is, it's not on here, but it needs to be acceptance of the agenda. I'm sorry, at the bottom of the page. Acceptance of the agenda, 2.2.
You want a motion?
Yes, sir, please.
Mr. Chair, I move that we accept the agenda as provided for today.
Second it.
Been properly moved and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. First on the is 3.1 district plan. Dr. Wright.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, after reviewing the information from the health authorities, in addition to looking at the state affairs with this pandemic, continued impact on our nation, state, and specifically Hurricane County, I am proposing that, recommending to the Board of Education that we remain on Plan C through the end of the first semester. First semester for all of our schools ends no later than December 18th. And so my recommendation is that we remain on Plan C through the end of first semester with an opportunity for us to review as we need to make plans for second semester with a recommendation to the board at such time. We'll do that first, Mr. Chair, and then I'll make an athletic recommendation after.
You hear the request coming from the administration that we stay on Plan C through the end of the first semester, which should be December the 18th?
That's the last for traditional, yes, sir.
Right. So, you hear the recommendation, can I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to remain on Plan C at the superintendent's recommendation until December and further notice.
Thank you, Ms. Porter.
Mr. Chair, I second that motion. James Sharon.
Thank you, Dr. Sharon. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chair, one question. Will there be a survey, anything done for parents' input?
Yes. Yes, the board has also directed me to, as a part of this plan, to create and distribute surveys for our parents of our students in Hertford County Public Schools, as well as the staff of Hertford County Schools. So will be two separate surveys that will go out to get their input for second semester.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Any further discussion or comment? If not, all those in favor of staying on Plan C with the surveys going out, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Additionally, Mr. Chair, as a part of the plan, after discussion and evaluation of the information, my recommendation is that we allow our student athletes to begin skill development / conditioning starting on November 2nd of 2020. This is in no way, I think it's probably important to say for the record, it is not an indication that the board is making a decision about when competitive sports will start. This is simply for skill development and conditioning. The recommendation is that begins on November 2nd, with particular emphasis on the fact that our student athletes comply with all CDC and NCHSAA recommendations regarding safety protocols.
You hear the recommendation coming from the superintendent that we allow student athletes to come back and start skill development on November the 2nd. And this is not practice, it's skill development.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, with the decision coming later as far as if and when we start back competitive athletics.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we accept the recommendation coming from the administration concerning the student athletes.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Next is 4.1, just for information only. And I bring our new HR director, Ms. Cherry, here. We're glad she's here.
Good morning. We have section 4.1, resignations, transfers, and retirements. You have the names listed in your board packet.
Okay.
And for 4.2, classified recommendation, we have Ms. Sabria Britt replacing Rebecca Powell as administrative assistant to the curriculum director. And for 4.3, additional employment, we have child nutrition staff, serve breakfast and lunch the week of August the 10th through 14th and September 21st. And we also have Jerome Solomon, team court. And those are the recommendations.
You hear the recommendations coming from Ms. Cherry for the classified recommendation and the additional employment?
Mr. Shields,
Yes, sir.
I'd like the motion that we accept the recommendations for classified employees and additional employment coming from the administration.
Thank you.
Second.
Mm-hmm.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Porter. It's been properly moved and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Dr. Wright,
Good morning, Hereford County Middle School. How can we help you?
that's it for
One more time?
the meeting.
Yes, sir.
Comments or superintendent's comments?
Mr. Chair, just briefly, I do want to say as superintendent of schools, I think it's important that we understand that certainly from our school district's perspective, and the Board of Education perspective, this decision is made to continue on remote learning in the best interest of children. We still do have some wonderful learning going on, so I'm really proud of the work that our staffs are doing to continue to provide instruction and learning for our students. We're looking forward to having them back just as quickly as we can. But safety does come first. I've always been a proponent of safety of students and staff coming first. And so we are looking forward to beating this pandemic and having everybody that is currently under the sound of my voice present to celebrate in that victory over this pandemic. So we just ask that everybody continue to be safe and diligent in all that they do. That's all I have today, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Hall, any information from the state board that would help us or would enlighten us more than we already are?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Nothing, pressing other than the manual that I talked about earlier. But the other thing, I would like to ask quickly to the superintendent, has he heard any more about the application process for the new initiative, the volunteer initiative from the governor's office? The call you were on a week ago?
Oh, I haven't heard anything additional, no, sir. I have nothing other than what we heard.
Please, make contact then with, the governor's office,
Okay,
Jeff Coltrane.
okay,
Because I think they're moving aggressively with the applications, and they have a deadline on that also, if we are considering being a part of it.
Now we talk, you're not talking about the money for families, you're talking about the volunteer program.
That is correct.
Okay, yes, sir, okay, I'll follow up with it.
And that pay scale is $13.50 up to $21.50 per hour.
Okay.
Other than that, at this time, Mr. Chairman, I thank you, but I'll wait until our regular meeting if anything else comes up.
Yeah. Hey,
Ms. Porter?
to see me, you didn't get my text.
I would just like to thank our staff and everybody with Hertford County Public Schools for the super job that they are doing. We realize as a board, as we have discussed, we know this is somewhat difficult and different from you, but it looks as if you're doing a great job, and that we hope that you continue to stay safe. We know that you are not on vacation. This is totally different for all involved, and it is more taxing, more time consuming, but you, as always, do your very best to make the best for the students in Hertford County. So we appreciate every effort and everything that you are doing. Thank you, and stay safe.
All right, Dr. Sharon?
I'll be brief, Mr. Chair, but thank you so much. I want to echo what Ms. Porter just said to our superintendent, our principals, our teachers, everybody who's working to make sure our children are educated and fed. I think you have done a phenomenal job this summer, from March even up to now. And it's not easy. We know it's not easy, very difficult, but I think you all have done a great job. Everything that I've heard and seen. We've had some complaints, but so far, I want to just commend you all for doing a wonderful job. Ms. Cherry, we welcome you aboard. Glad to have you on us, working with us in Hertford County Public Schools, and certainly want you to know that we're glad to have you aboard. With that, I just want to say to everybody, be safe. Our children come first, and we want to keep them safe as well. Thank you again, Mr. Shields, for this opportunity, and everybody stay safe.
Mr. Shields, I have forgotten to welcome Mrs. Cherry. We look forward to working with you, and it's good to have you on board. Thank you.
And Mr. Chairman, that goes ditto for me. I forgot, Ms. Cherry.
Mr. Deloach?
Thank you. Mr. Shields, I share the same comments that Ms. Porter and Dr. Sharon and all the other board members have stated. And I just want to say to everybody, continue to remain safe, and let's all try to follow those guidelines. Thank you so much.
I'd like to thank the board for its insight and wisdom. It's always good to get the four of y'all's thoughts and ideas as far as where we're trying to help lead Hertford County. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank, the administration over here, because they always do a great job and keep me kind of on a, straight line, which sometimes is not as easy as it seems. And our staff's doing a great job. When I've had the opportunity to sit in on a couple of remote learning sessions, and it really is fascinating to watch our staff work. And it's hard work. It really is. It's so much harder than having students in the buildings. But from what I've seen, they're doing a really, really good job. And Reggie, to your folks in technology, I'll tell you what, it's impressive that Hertford County Public Schools have everyone from 2 through 12 with some kind of device, and your staff to keep that stuff going is just unbelievable. So thank you. And Miss Cherry, we look forward to you working hard for us and keep all great staff coming into Hertford County. And,
Mr. Chair, I can assure you, she is already earning her pay.
Well, I think HR is a tough position, especially in a district like ours, where we have to compete financially with Virginia and some of the larger districts around us. I think it's a challenge, but there are people out there, we just have to dig a little harder sometimes. With that being said,
Mr. Chairman,
yes, sir.
just quickly, I forgot also, congratulations to Mrs. Hole and Mr. Hole. I hope everything works as planned.
So do I.
How about this hole?
I have to close her mouth because her mouth is just, and if y'all heard a little, it was her mouth. She's
I told you.
she's excited.
Never beat.
But anyway, I wish y'all had seen her face. That would work. Anyway, our next board meeting is the 26th of October, and I would be remiss to say early voting. If you haven't voted, vote. But everybody please vote. Whether you wait till election day or whatever, it's really important. Anyway, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. We are adjourned. All those in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
Mr. Shields,
Yes, sir.
are we meeting at 10 o'clock on the 26th?